Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the on-bike review of the RUROC Atlas 2.0 Core, or Core 2.0. So I've had the helmet a few days now. If you haven't seen it already, you can see my review on my YouTube channel, my last video. Today, we're on the bike, giving it a proper review on the bike. So, the helmet has issues. I love it, but it does have issues. It is a bit noisy, but it's not that bad, if you get what I mean. You can hear a lot more. You can hear like the bike, you can hear the road, you can hear cars. It doesn't get... The wind noise isn't a problem. The wind noise is no worse than my old Chewy. Now, according to RUROC, they are looking at actually making some covers for the vents to make things a little bit quieter. I think I would have preferred some actual adjustable vents on the side of the helmet to make it a bit quieter, but can't have it all. And the bike we're on today is my trusty Suzuki GSX1400 K2, and we're stuck behind a lovely cement mixer on these Somerset roads. So we'll just go around this guy, like so. Yeah, the helmet's great, I love it. It's comfortable, it fits well, build quality is okay for a helmet in this price range. The visor has an interesting locking mechanism to hold it down, which is okay once you've adjusted the visor. The instructions are in the box on how to adjust the visor, and there's also on RUROC's website, sorry, not website, on their YouTube channel, they actually show you how to do it. Just going through a little village here. Otherwise, you know, I love the look of it. I really do think that it looks really cool, and it's light. There's a nice field of vision because of the big visor area. You have much more vision than you would normally in a normal helmet. The nose piece is in your vision, but it's not a problem. As we are in a village, I'm going to slow down quite a bit. We've got some nice twisty turnies coming up soon, but they are in a village, so we do have to keep it careful. We're just heading out to Wellington in Somerset. On the way out from Taunton. You go through the corners here. You have to be quite careful. Lots of brick walls everywhere. Old houses on the road. Up over the crest of the hill. Oh, big tractor. down through some little GSX1400. Now I've done this route before, but I've not been speaking on it. This is the first time I've ever had a chat with you guys whilst on the bike. Here we go. Going towards Wellington. Lovely countryside out here. Tiny little historic villages. Hello, dog. Trying to think what else to say about this helmet. All of the stuff I said about it on my video before is what I said. I mean, the fid lock, just absolutely awesome. What a great design. Looks like it's going to come apart, never does. Easy peasy. Oh, new road surface down here. Which means extra cautious. Slippy. Got ride on gravel. Great. Winter time you're looking out for ice, and in the summer time you're looking out for new road surfaces. Crisp packet in the road, nice. I was gonna, just thought it was a log then, I was gonna stop and move that. More road surface. You can really hear the stones. Anyway, that's better. That rubbish. Lovely morning, misty but warm. But this corner's not very nice. Great thing about the GSX is you don't really need to change gear very much to keep it going. Pretty slow twisty bits. Keep it in third gear and she trundles on. Oh wow, look at the clouds rolling in over the hills. Amazing. Love that. Hope you can see it. Maybe you can't see it on that old GoPro Hero 3. Yes, that's right, I'm using the GoPro Hero 3. It's 100 years old. Not really. It's quite a few years old. Okay. Oh, not more road. Resurfacing. God, I chose a bad day. Yep. Ugh. Now here we come into Wellington. Just up the road from Taunton. You got things like the Wellington Monument, which is just up the road from here. Look that up if you want. Nice place to go with family for a walk. They're currently covered in scaffolding because they're repairing it because it's basically falling down. Hello, Mr. Lorry. Bit of commuting traffic now. As everybody's starting to come out of lockdown and the shops are opening. I think we all know how we feel about that. Now one of the things that makes me love Somerset so much is you've got these towns that are industrial. See, look at them. They're filled with these old houses, and all you've got to do is drive 5 minutes out and you're in beautiful countryside. So I just want to go over the helmet again. It's a great helmet. For the money that you pay for this helmet and the shockwave system and the money you pay for that, it's great value. The shockwave system is okay. The speakers are awful. No matter how much you update the software, the speakers are terrible. Hopefully they're going to do something about that and send out some new ones. That's what we're being told, because they are terrible. You can barely even turn them up without them farting in your ear. So hopefully they'll sort them out soon. Now I haven't got a helmet mount. The camera is mounted on my chest on my right hand side. Maybe in the future I'll mount it on my helmet. Let's see how well this footage comes out. This is Wellington High Street. Ah, Starfish Bar. Brilliant. But yes, the shockwave system is okay for the money, and the buttons are a bit small, a bit fiddly, but I've used it a couple of times and I've not had a problem. You know, I've got quite big hands with gloves on, and I don't seem to have an issue. Another thing people say is that the lining seems to pop out quite a lot. Now I think when they're doing the QC is they're pulling out the lining and not putting it back properly. You just need to click it back in. It's quite fiddly, I agree, but the reason it's like that is so you can easily get it out in an emergency and wash it. So, you know, it's like that for a reason. It doesn't affect the overall use of the helmet, but I appreciate it's frustrating. I get that, and it frustrates the hell out of me sometimes, but I'm getting used to it. Should I get used to it with a new helmet? Not sure. Should I have to get used to it? Probably better words. Not sure. So while we're riding along, why don't we talk a bit about the GSX1400. Now obviously this bike's been around for a very long time. My particular one is nearly 20 years old. It's a K2. I've had it since 2009. I bought it with 7,500 miles on the clock. It's got about 35 now. I'm not a huge user, I don't go riding miles and miles every day. But basically it's perfect for my needs. Now I've had some issues with it. The main thing with Suzuki's, of course, is that they tend to be made out of, the quality isn't great on the finish. So things like the front forks just basically rotted away almost. I got them redone by a company up north called Pitted Forks. I don't know if they're still around. I got them done about 7 years ago. Got them re-chromed and repowdered. And since then, touch wood, they've been great. I think it only cost about £300 for the whole service. They refill it with oil of your choice, so I had them stiffened up a little bit. You can even put progressive springs in there at the same time if you want to. I chose not to at the time. The front brakes on the GSX are awful. The 6-block calipers are fine unless you don't clean them every day in the winter. They tend to seize up and fall apart. So after having them serviced rebuilt about 3 times, I decided to give up and go with a recommendation on the GSX1400.org. If you haven't looked at that website, it's down below in the description. It's a great little forum. Basically, a lot of people recommend side grading. I won't call it an upgrade because it isn't. A side grade to the 4-pot calipers off of the SV1000 or the GSX-R750 and the 1000 actually, I think, in some cases, some models. They're basically, they last longer, don't need much servicing, as much servicing, they're cheaper to run, and they do actually give a slightly better braking feel. They're not better brakes, they're as good as my 6-pot calipers when they're running well, but I don't have to service them as much. But yes, you know, it's definitely a worthy option if you've got a set of Friday 6-pot calipers that, you know, calipers that are built in the factory on a Friday and just keep rotting away. If you're happy to keep servicing them or you don't have any problems, it's not an issue, is it? Yeah, so I've had my GSX1400, had it quite a while. She's not the most powerful bike in the world, but she's hugely torquey, handles well. I've got the Hagen Nitro shocks on the back. My tyre choice is the BT02 ones for overall performance, you know, like daily commuting and when you want to go for a blast. They're perfectly great, good in the wet. If you want to go nuts and peg scrape everywhere, you go for the Michelin Pilot Sport. But they last about 1,000 miles on this bike. That's one thing this bike does do, is go through tyres. The rear tyre just eats alive. So make sure you go for touring tyre on the back where you can, if they do an option for that, because it's supposed to last a bit longer with a harder compound in the middle. So, nice long ride with the, well, longest ride with the helmet. I have no comfort issues with this helmet, it's really comfortable. It doesn't flop around on my head. It's a good fit. I've gone for the large because my head size is 60 centimetre around the crown. So I've gone for the large size and it fits perfectly. And the cheeks were a bit tight first, but a few days it's now starting to feel great. So would I buy this helmet again? I don't tend to buy lots of helmets. I tend to keep one helmet and use it all the time. So, you know, it could be a long time before I decide to buy a new helmet. By then, it could be version 3 out. Now, hopefully, RUROC seem to listen to what their customers want. So hopefully by then, they would have had all of the problems ironed out. I really hope they do. Because it's such a cool helmet. It looks so good. And it's comfortable. It just needs to be a bit better. If it was a little bit better, it could compete so well with the bigger names. Now, if this on the bike review of this helmet goes well, I think I might do some more on the bike. Chitty chatty stuff. We'll see. I've got another video on the GSX1400. Basically, when I first started YouTube, it's just me standing in the garage chatting about the bike. Not the greatest quality video in the world, and I cringe it when I watch it, but it's doing quite well. So check that out as well if you're interested in the GSX1400. It's basically a buyer's guide, my experiences with the bike. The other problem with this bike is the downpipes are made out of, well, they're made out of just the most rubbish metal known to mankind, and they rot very quickly. So this year I went and upgraded to the Gr6. I think I said that right, Gr6. exhausts, header pipes. Again, I've done another video on that below, which you can see in my video list. It's basically me fitting the Gr6 to my bike. So check that out if you're interested in that. God, the traffic is like normal now. This is the most normal traffic I've seen in weeks. Let's face it, with the lockdown, the roads have been amazing. Back into Taunton town centre. I need to indicate there, don't know why I did. So, as I come towards the end of my ride, let's just summarise this helmet. Great helmet, has issues which I mentioned. Shockwaves, alright. Great value for money. If you want to look cool on your bike, get this helmet. There's so many other options obviously on their website with the crazy graphics. It's not really my thing, but it's basically this helmet with big crazy graphics on it. Jury's out on whether I'll buy the helmet again. Ah, the road's closed. So we'll go a different way. Closed for social distancing. Shopping. Closed for shopping. Right everyone, just coming towards the end of the video here, so please give me a like and give me a subscribe, and thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed my on-road review of the RUROC Core 2.0. Sorry, RUROC Atlas Core 2.0. So thanks guys, and I'll see you next time.